in the hereafter, let him be attached to the Quran. And whoever wanted the goodness in this life and in the hereafter, also let him be attached to the Quran. And actually, this is one of the great and the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Since we are the people who are following the steps of Rasulullah, we have to understand why do we have the Quran. And actually, this is the last part that we are going to spend today with Surah Fussilat, inshallah, as we are going, inshallah, to move tomorrow to another surah, Surah Ash-Shura, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. So I talked before, because we have lots of things, inshallah, to discuss today. We talked before about the main theme of this surah. How do we look at the Quran? How do we interact with the Quran? Our concept, our methodology, our way to understand what exactly is the Quran, which is so important because nowadays with the social media and the YouTube and all of these videos that some people are posted, because of our lack of knowledge, we could be tricked by some of the statements. So just to know what I'm talking about, does the Quran have everything we have in our life?
Yes.
Okay. Does the Quran have the recipe of how to cook rice? So the word that the Quran has everything, I mean the concept of that the Quran has everything, it's not accurate. The word, because why is this? Because some people, when they translate the word or translate the ayah, ما فرطنا في الكتاب من شيء, we have never missed in this book anything. So they understand the word anything as it's general for everything. Does the Quran tells you the difference between the iPhone, and the Android? Yeah. Okay. So when we say anything, that because it's a tricky one, that's a tricky point. Some people who wanted to attack Islam, they will take that concept. Then they will go to young men. Oh, since the Quran has everything, so why the Quran didn't tell us about the life at Mars? So you take that one. Why the Quran didn't tell us about the aliens? Why the Quran did not tell us about the tallest tower in the world? Why the Quran? Then they will give you a bunch of questions, and the outcome of those questions that you will get kind of the seeds of doubting the book of Allah. And for those who do not have knowledge, they can be tricked easily by this. Oh, since the Quran has everything, why the Quran did not tell us the name of the mother of Musa? Did the Quran miss that? Or we can consider this as a mistake? Why the Quran did not tell us about the history of the nations of so and so and so? Pay attention. My part today is the answer for that point. So let's see how Allah had told us in Surah Fussilat, and that's actually the portion that I had recited in the 2 rak'ahs. So Allah said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِالذِّكْرِ لَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ وَإِنَّهُ لَكِتَابٌ عَزِيزٌ. Those who had disbelieved in the revelation when it came to them, and it is a book that is so might, has lots of mighty. And then Allah said, لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه. The falsehood cannot come close to that book, whether from its beginning or its end. So it's the truth from the beginning to the end. It's only the word of Allah. It doesn't have any word of a human being. Then Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, ما يقال لك إلا ما قد قيل للرسل من قبل. The comments that, O Muhammad, you are hearing from the disbelievers of Mecca, those are the same comments that other prophets and messengers have heard from their people. It's the same criticism. It's the same bad comments about the revelation since the time of Adam to the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's the same. Then Allah said, I'm trying to move with the verses so we can get the whole thing till the end of the surah, inshallah. Allah said, one of those comments that they will come to you and they will say, okay, now we have the Quran. So why Allah did not send an angel that we can see so we can believe in the Quran? That's the first point. And if Allah said, even if the angel came with that, they will come up with another point. We need to meet that angel and talk to him face to face. Yes. And if the angel came to talk to them face to face, we wanted him to be in our language. So we should teach Jibreel Arabic. We should teach the angel Jibreel to talk Arabic. Then Allah said, other argument, if the Quran came with the Arabic language, their language, they will say, why Allah did not send that Quran with a foreign language? So Allah said, whatever you will come up with, still they will have some criticism. People will not be pleased. Then Allah said, وَلَوْ جَعَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا أَعْجَمِيًّا لَقَالُوا لَوْلَا فُصِّلَتْ آيَاتُ أَعْجَمِيٌّ وَعَرَبِيٌّ. If we have sent the Quran in a foreign language, in a different language, they will come to tell you why the Quran is not explained well. We wanted more clarification. It's not in our language. أَعْجَمِيٌّ وَعَرَبِيٌّ. Listen, here is the answer for my previous question. Then Allah said to Rasulullah, قُلْ هُوَ, that Quran, لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, it's made to be accepted from the believers. So what do you understand from that statement? That still you will have disbelievers who will deny the Quran no matter what you have done for them. قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءً. It has guidance and cure. So this is actually the significance of Quran. Quran is not a book of history. Quran is not a book of science. Quran is a book of science. S-I-G-N-S. It's a book which has everything that takes you to the way of Allah. It has everything you need to get the guidance, to get the cure. Not everything in general. So when you get tricked by this, or somebody wanted to trick you by this, give him the answer. Yes, Quran has everything, will take me to the guidance, will keep me on the way of Allah. Not everything in general. No book in the history has everything in general. No book has everything. And Allah did not send that Quran as a book of history. So Allah never told us numbers like, oh, that happened in the year 1790, for example. Oh, that happened, or that will happen in the year of 2024. Allah did not tell us this. But the Quran has the signs, has the indicators, has the elements, has the lessons that will keep you on the way of Allah. So you will be guided. So the Quran has the guidance. What's number 2? Shifa, cure, healing. Healing for the soul. Healing for the body. Healing from what? From the bad thought. Healing from the bad intentions. Healing from the evil. Healing from the bad spirits. Healing from all the bad intention. Healing from hatred, bigotry, segregation, discrimination. Quran has the healing to the hearts which has the association of the partners with Allah, which is known as shirk. Quran has the healing for the souls. So imagine if you was away from the way of Allah for some time. You know, most of people after Ramadan, the curve. Am I right? Or I'm telling something wrong? Okay. Most. Yes, it's that's a U curve. Okay. So they reach the top by Laylatul Qadr. And the last 10 nights, you know, they, mashallah, then it sinks. Why is that? And if somebody is distant from the way of Allah for some time, and he wanted to get quick recovery, the Quran has the healing for his heart and soul. So this is the Quran. قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءً. We talked about those who believed in the Quran. So what about the disbelievers? Allah said, oh Allah, it has the guidance and healing for those who believed in Allah. What about the disbelievers? وَالَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرٌ وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِمْ عَمَى. And those who will not believe in Allah, they have deafness in their ears. They cannot see. And this is an expression in the Quran. Like sometimes Allah said, they have eyes, but they cannot see. They have ears, but they cannot listen. They cannot hear. This is actually the reality for lots of people. And that's why, you know, we sometimes when, especially the youth who are living in America and they, alhamdulillah, converted to Islam, or they wanted their family members to revert to Islam, also to join them and to taste the sweetness of Islam. Sometimes they are so sad because they cannot be guided for their parents, for their family members, or they don't listen. So I always tell them, did you give your part of delivering the good message of Islam? Yes, Imam, I have did. Yes, Imam, I have delivered the message. I tried everything possible. I will tell him, keep going. Do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. That's number one. But have in your mind that Allah mentioned in the Quran that you believe in, that we still have people who will not believe no matter what. How many examples that we have within the Quran for people who did not believe? What about the father of Abraham? Did he believe? What about the son of Noah? Did he believe? No. And what about the wife of Lut, the wife of Noah? So this is the message outside the Quran. What about the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Talib, Abu Lahab? They didn't believe. So, and Allah mentioned him in the Quran. We have surah, yes, but you know what? Even when you deliver a message to 200 people, 300 people, that when I was young giving the khutbahs and no. When you start getting some of little gray hair, it's the sign. Now we are old. You are young. You are young. Okay. So I mean, like the early stages by the middle school and the high school. So we were thinking like, you know what? Okay, the message had reached to the all people, and they have reacted the same way. One of the lessons that we got. So do not expect that everyone will react positively to your message. Even with some of the lectures on YouTube, like, do you think that everyone would listen, will react the same way? No. No. Sometimes I got non-Muslims, they put bad comments, like they are thinking like I would be mad, or no. No. Or when they put angry face on some of the posts about, like, you are saying, okay, we have a program to assist people to distribute food. Is that something wrong? You have angry face sometimes. So why? It's not about, like, we are not teaching anything about religion, but still you have people. And that's why no matter what you have done, still you will be criticized. Take it as a rule of thumb. If you are the most generous person, if you are the most knowledgeable person, if you are the most brave person on earth, if you are the most skillful doctor on earth, if you are the most skillful engineer on earth, you will still have people don't like you. Because what's the main example here? Rasulullah Muhammad, the best human being ever. And still you have people did not believe in him. And still you have people have cursed him. Still you have people give him bad names. Still you have people chase him. Still you have people try to assassinate him. Not only the Prophet Muhammad, but Allah himself, the one who created all the creation, the one who provided them with the sustenance. Still you have people are denying his existence. They will tell you we are atheists, right? He's the one who brought them to earth, provided them with everything, but still they give him their backs. They deny his existence. They eat his sustenance and they deny him. Just think about this. And you know what? What I see so ironic, that some husbands cannot accept to be criticized by their wives. I say, why not? Right? So don't get surprised if you was criticized by your wife. That's normal. Okay? So Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ فَاخْتُلِفَ فِيهِ. Now are you sad because they are criticizing the revelation, your Quran? We have granted Musa the book, the revelation before, and they were disputing amongst themselves about that book, about the word of Allah. And so you are not the only example, O Muhammad. So do not kill yourself in grief, because you will still have people like this. Then Allah put the seal over the whole issue. Allah said, "Man amila salihan falinafs, wa man asa'a fa'alayh." Whoever done righteously, he will get the good outcome of this. And whoever did bad, he will find the consequences. وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ. And Allah would never wrong any of his servants, any of his creation. Allah would never oppress them. So do not worry about this. At the end of the day, you deliver the da'wah, for example, to 500 people. Whoever would listen, that's great. Whoever would reject, what can you, we cannot force people, right? What's the main rule in Islam? There is no compulsion in religion. La ikraha fi din. Because it's the religion of Allah. And Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُصَيْطِرٍ. You just remind them. You are just a reminder. You cannot overcome. You cannot control them. No, that's not your job. That's not, you just deliver the message, and whoever follows, that's okay. Then Allah said, on the day of judgment, I will take care of all of these things. إِلَيْهِ يُرَدُّ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ. There will be a day of judgment. And that's actually how Allah talked about the Quran in this part of the surah. Then Allah talked about another issue related to the human being. The nature of the human being. Because you might say, Imam, since the Quran has the guidance, why not all of people following the Quran? Why? I will ask you, why we don't have all people are good? Why? Why we have believers? Then why we have killers? Why we have thieves? Why we have people in jail? Why we have people violating the law of Allah? Why do we have people like who are having bad intentions? And as I say always, as we have the nice, cute, lovely bird, we have tigers, right? Yeah, we have predators. We have those who are eating with a very cute way, like animals. And then you have the snakes, has the venomous, has the poison. They are eating those cute animals. So since we have haqq, the truth, we have to have falsehood. Since we have good, we have to have evil. This is how Allah created this earth. That's the nature. Then Allah is talking about the nature of the human beings. Why not all of people will be guided? Imam, we love goodness to everyone. Yes, you have a very kind heart. But do not wait for all people to be guided. If all people will be guided, will do righteously, so why Allah created the hellfire? For whom? For whom? So, since Allah had created Adam and his offspring, as you have Habil, Abel, you have his brother Qabil, the one who killed him, right? You had Adam and Eve worshiping Allah. Then you have the devil, the Satan. So this is one of the laws in this land. Yes, and this is actually what Allah is going to say till the end of the surah. Allah said, لا يسأم الإنسان من دعاء الخير. The man, by his nature, will call always, will make supplications always to get the goodness. He always wants the goodness, right? Then, وَإِن مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ, when he will be tested by some of the harmness, affliction, فَيَئُوسٌ قَنُوطٌ, then he will be in a position that he wanted to escape. He will be in a position that he will lose hope in the mercy of Allah. That's by nature. Then Allah said, after that affliction, after that test, after the trial, the tribulation, if we had showed him some of our mercy, if we have let him to taste part of our mercy, like we give him more rizq, more money, nice house, big one. If we give him goodness, what he's going to do? He kept asking Allah for the goodness, right? When Allah will give him the goodness, he will relate everything to himself, not to Allah. He will say, هذا لي. That's because of me. Yes, I'm so skillful. Oh, mashallah, brother, You got a new car, nice car. You got a good Mercedes. You got good Lamborghini. You got the new model of Tesla. You got this. He will tell you, you know why? Because I'm a hard worker. You know why? Because I followed a good strategy in my business, made me to save money, and that's how I get the car. Brother, you got a big house. Oh man, you don't know what I did? I worked hard to the point that I couldn't sleep, like barely like 2 hours a day. So he will tell you every point possible just to relate what he has only for himself. So what about Allah? What about Allah? The one who gave you everything, the one who gave you the ability to work, the one who gave you the mindset that you had followed in your so-called strategy. Health, the mental ability, the skills. Who gave you all of this? So just think about this. Then Allah said, Subhanallah, وَإِذَا أَنْعَمْنَا عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ أَعْرَضَ وَنَأَى بِجَانِبِهِ. When he gets the favors from Allah, like the big house, the nice car, like too much money and all of this, he will forget about Allah. He will start disobeying Allah, playing around. He will go here and there, spend that, and do this, and do this. وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ. When he gets touched by some test, tribulation, فَذُو دُعَاءٍ عَرِيضٍ. Ya Allah, he will spend the whole night making dua for me to save him from the problem. So, subhanallah, Allah is describing our nature. And you know, we have an ayah in the Surah Al-Mulk, أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Doesn't he know those who had created? Allah knows us. And this is our manual. Allah is the one who manufactured us. And this is our manual, which shows how we function. This is the Quran. So Allah said, when he gets touched by some test, hardship, he will make long dua. You remember Surah Yunus? We explained that before. Allah talked about those people who are in a ship, and the ship in the middle of the ocean. And when the ocean was calm, they didn't remember Allah. They did everything haram. And then when the waves started to play with the ship, they made a dua to Allah. Oh Allah, save us. Oh Allah, protect us. And we promise you, oh Allah, if you saved us, we will be grateful to you. We will be amongst the worshippers. Then Allah said, فَلَمَّا أَنْجَاهُمْ. And when he saved them, they returned it back. They returned back as if they forgot about Allah. This is the nature. Now they are so-called safe, and you don't know, because maybe, subhanallah. Then Allah said, Allah is asking a rhetorical question just to attract the minds of the disbelievers. Allah said, let's assume by the day of judgment you disbelieved in the Quran. Let's assume that you found on the day of judgment that the Quran was from Allah. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. So what do you think? What are you going to say when you discover by the day of judgment that the Quran came from Allah? Yes. Yes. Then Allah said, ثُمَّ كَفَرْتُمْ بِهِ. And the reality that you had disbelief in the Quran, مَنْ أَضَلُّ مِمَّنْ هُوَ فِي شِقَاقٍ بَعِيدٍ. You will see yourself on the day of judgment are so far away from the way of Allah. You went astray, now you lost. And I like this one. It's not 100% Islamically right, but logically it's right. Like someone was debating with a Jewish person, a Christian, and he was a Muslim. So after long discussion, he came up with a statement. He said, you know what? I am the winner in the hereafter. The Muslim is talking. And they said, why? He said, on the day of judgment, if I discovered that Moses was the only religion was right, so I believe in Moses. I'm not losing. If I discovered that Jesus was right, I believe in Jesus. I'm not losing. But if you guys had discovered that Muhammad was the right messenger, both of you are losing. So I am the one that will take the station to the end. I will be at the last. I will take the train to the end of the station. So subhanallah, logically, this is how he said. And now Allah said, since the Quran is not a book of history, since the Quran is not a book of math, since the Quran is not a book of civics, since the Quran is not a book of science, Allah said, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُ الْحَقِّ. What I'm going to do in this Quran, I will show them my signs, S-I-G-N-S. I will show them my signs in my creation, in the galaxies, in the stars, everywhere. I will show them through the Quran all the signs that the average, that the nice, that the good person, if he got it, he will definitely be guided. If he came with the intention that he wanted to learn the Quran, he definitely will be guided. سَنُرِيهِمْ, I will show them. آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ, I will show them the signs in my creation, in everything, in everywhere they go. When they see the mountains, when they see the plants, when they see the ocean, when they see the animals, when they see everything around them, when they look inside themselves, I will show them every miracle till they get to the point that this is the truth, came from Allah. And I wanted you to search about this. How many cases for lots of religious leaders, priests, rabbis, different religious leaders came to the mission to find mistakes in the Quran, and they have ended up being Muslims. Right? Men and women assigned by some organization to find mistakes in the Quran, and they came up with the truth that, you know what? Now we are Muslims. Why? Because of this ayah. In Surah Fussilat, whenever I see any of these videos, I remember this ayah. I say, Alhamdulillah, Allah said the truth. I'm going to show them everywhere, in every aspect, in every way possible, in my creation and in the Quran, to come to the conclusion that this is the truth from Allah. And we see that in our time now. And that's why I'm telling you, Quran is the living miracle that we have nowadays. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, by the grace of Allah alone, by His mercy. That was the last lecture in Surah Fussilat. Inshallah, if Allah give us time, give us life, we're going to start new chapter tomorrow, inshallah, Surah Shura. Jazakumullah khairan. I hope that you enjoyed the journey with Surah Fussilat, with the promise to go to another journey by Surah Shura, inshallah. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بما فيه من آيات والذكر الحكيم وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.